So we'll first discuss about the different drive systems, and then we'll see the different aspects of the controlling elements which are needed to get the required kind of motion. So first one is the hydraulic and pneumatic. So whenever we say motors in general, it is the for giving the rotary motion. If we say actuator, it is combining of both linear movement as well as the rotational movement. So we'll try to first understand the difference between them. In case of the pneumatic system, it uses air as the working medium. So you are using a compressor and you are increasing the pressure of the air, and this high pressure air is what you are using to generate the movement. But in case of the hydraulics, you are using a pump which is going to deliver the fluid, and the pump is having sufficient capacity to continuously push against the load. So that is what the main difference, the medium using which you are trying to transfer the power. Next, in case of pneumatic systems, if there is leakage is there, it is not going to create any problem because only air is escaping out. The only issue will be the loud noise created. But in case of the hydraulic system, if the oil is leaking, then there is a chance of oil catching fire, or there is a chance of slippage of the people who are walking on the floor. So many issues can be happen. And whenever you are having a leakage, there is a chance that air is going to enter into the oil, which again creates the problem of compressibility. So pneumatic system is free from fire hazard because only air is there. But hydraulic systems, if you are using some oils which can catch fire, then it is a problem. If you are using fire resistant oils, then this issue will not be there. Again, in case of pneumatic system, every time you are trying to compress the air, you are using suction movement, and then you are trying to get the air from the atmosphere, and after it is used in the actuator, you are releasing it back into the atmosphere. But in case of the hydraulic system, whatever oil is used in the actuator, you are again sending it back into the tank where it is getting cooled, and again it is getting continuously recycled. Now another problem with the pneumatic system is if you want to have very large requirement instantaneously, then you should have some storage device inside which you have to store lot of air. Suddenly, if you want to have sudden high demand, then it may not be possible for the compressor because the compressor is not designed for instantaneous very high capacity of supply. Usually it is trying to fill in a large reservoir, and from the reservoir you are taking out the compressed air. But in case of the hydraulic system, the pump design is in such a way that it is able to meet the maximum pressure requirement, and it can continuously push the oil against the load. So that is the basic difference between a hydraulic system design and a pneumatic system design. If you are switching on the hydraulic pump, then instantaneously it can continue to move the load. That is the capability of the hydraulic system. But if you are using a pneumatic system, if you are switching on the compressor, it is going to take a lot of time for the pressure to build up, and then only the system will start moving. So in a pneumatic system, a reservoir is there. Usually in the reservoir, the air pressure will be more than the maximum pressure required in the system. So if in your entire pneumatic system, if the pressure requirement is say 7 bar, that is the designed pressure, then definitely in the reservoir you should store the compressed air at least 50% of more pressure. So if it is 7 bar requirement, then you have to go for 10.5 bar or 11 bar pressure at which you have to store inside the reservoir. Then also the size of the reservoir is dependent. If you want very large amount of high pressure air, then you should have a very large amount of reservoir air so that sufficient air is able to be supplied from the reservoir to the various elements. Usually whenever we say pneumatics, it is used for low pressure applications. Whenever we say low pressure, for low power applications. Whenever we say hydraulics, it is used for high power and high torque applications. So since the pneumatic system is having a low pressure, the system design is also made to ensure that it is withstanding the lower pressures. So the cost will be at a lower side. Since hydraulic system is designed to withstand, is designed to operate at high pressures, whatever components we are making, they should be able to withstand the high pressures. So they have to be made more rigid. So the cost of the components also will be higher in case of the hydraulic system. So valve operation is very easy because we are only using the compressed air which is having a low pressure. So operation will be very simple, and whatever the oil is coming from the actuator, you need not bother about it. You just have to send it into the atmosphere. But in case of the hydraulic, we have to always ensure that whatever oil is coming back out of the actuator, it is being directed into the reservoir. So these two oils, whatever oil is going into the actuator and whatever oil is coming out from the actuator, they should not mix. So internal leakage again will become very, very important. So in case of the hydraulics, the valve design and operation is more complex than the valve design and operation of the pneumatic systems. Then in case of the pneumatics, you are using air as a medium, and the air is moving between the components which are having some relative motion. If you are taking example of piston and cylinder, outer surface of the piston is rubbing on the inner surface of the cylinder. So there is continuous friction. So this friction increases the heat and it will increase the wear and tear. Now, if you want to reduce friction, one of the methods is to use some kind of lubricant. So air is not having any lubricating property. So you should use some additional mechanisms called as lubricator, which is going to add oil into the airstream, and this oil is going to help in the reduction of the friction. But in case of the hydraulic system, whatever fluid we are using, they are having some lubricating property. Different fluids are having different lubricating properties. Water is having very low lubricating property because it cannot form and sustain itself under high pressure as a thin film. So it will simply break. But you are having some oils which are able to maintain a thin film even at under heavy loads. So some oils have got very good lubricating property, while others have got slightly lower lubricating properties. Since we are using in a hydraulic system, we are using a liquid which has got some lubricating property. We need not have separate lubricating system for a hydraulic machines. But in case of pneumatic systems, you should have some lubricating components, which means they should add oil to the air. So this is another important difference between hydraulic system and a pneumatic system. Now, what are the common things? So difference is okay, but what are the common things? So whenever we say linear actuator and rotary actuator, their construction is almost identical in both hydraulic as well as the pneumatic system. So there will not be much of a difference. So the main difference what will come is in the connections. As discussed already, in the pneumatic system, whatever the compressed air is coming back or out of the actuator, we are not very much worried. We are simply leaving it into the atmosphere. But in case of the hydraulic system, we have to make sure that the oil, whatever is coming out of the actuator, we are sending it back into the tank. Otherwise, there will be loss of oil. Oil is a costly thing. If you are not taking care of it, you have to spend a lot of money. So now, since you are having one additional connection you have to make to the valve to carry the fluid back into the reservoir, so you are having a lot of things you have to consider whenever you are designing the hydraulic system. Since the pneumatic system, whatever air is coming out of the actuator, you are simply leaving it into the atmosphere. So the design and controlling aspects of the pneumatic system will be slightly different. Most of the logic and the connections to the supply side is more or less the same. Whatever is coming from the actuator and going into the valve, from the valve, usually it is let into the atmosphere in case of the pneumatic systems. Then the material choice for the piping elements, for the walls, for the actuators, mountings, all these things will be slightly different between the pneumatic and hydraulic systems. For pneumatic, sometimes a very hard plastic components may be sufficient to withstand the pressure. But in case of the hydraulics, you definitely require some metallic reinforcement so that they are able to withstand the high pressure. So a lot of similarities are there in the construction, but the material selection will be slightly different for hydraulic and pneumatic systems. So that is a basic introduction about the hydraulic and pneumatic system.